and welcome to another segment of Motivational Mondays with Donna. I pray that everyone is doing well and that if you're having any challenges that you're remembering to let go and let God. This week I'd like to speak on the subject of rest and wait. And for some of us this can be a very arduous situation because we have no patience. We don't like to wait. We want everything yesterday. And we don't rest. We're too busy trying to make that next dollar, to make that big deal. And so we don't take time for ourselves, take time for our families, and we definitely don't take time for God. But I'd like to speak on a couple of people in the Bible that actually knew the benefits of resting and waiting. One of them is very well known, that's Joseph. And Joseph went through a lot of difficulties before he stepped into the dream that God had for him. And his patience and his waiting is what paid off, because he literally had to wait 13 years before he stepped into that dream of being a commander in charge. His brothers sold him into slavery. He wound up going to work for Pharaoh. Pharaoh's wife, however, had an eye for him, and she wanted to get together with him sexually and have some things done between them that he wanted no part of. And when he ran away from her, his cloak was stripped off and was in her hands. And she reported him to her husband, saying that he wanted to do some unscrupulous things with her. And so Pharaoh had him thrown in jail. And he was there for quite a while. But even in jail, he still had favor. He was put in charge of everyone in jail. And finally, when it was the appointed time, after waiting for so long and just being in the rest of God, knowing that things were going to work out for his good, he was called up to Pharaoh to interpret a dream. And after interpreting that dream, Pharaoh actually put him second in command of his palace. And nobody could do anything until they actually spoke with Joseph, because he ruled over the whole land, second in command behind Pharaoh. So he knew what it was to rest and to wait. Then we also have Hannah in the Bible. Hannah wound up becoming the mother of Samuel, the prophet. But she was barren for quite a lot of years. Apparently, they're saying that it was as many as 19 years that she was barren. And the possibility that she was in her 60s or her 70s before she had the prophet Samuel. Well, Hannah just stayed in prayer, continued to ask God to open up her womb and to bless her. And after that, she wound up having a total of 5 children. But she also knew what it was to stay in faith, to pray, and to just rest and wait on God. When you do that resting and that waiting, God will always come through for you. So just keep that in mind. Just be patient, just rest, and just continue to let God see that you're putting him first. He's the main line, not a sideline, and that you're waiting on him, and that you're trusting and believing that he's going to answer your prayers. Now, we always end our segments on gratitude, and there was this Swiss moral philosopher who also was a poet, who went by the name of Henri Frédéric Amiel. And he had this quote to say on gratitude: "Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude. Gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may consist merely of words. Gratitude is shown in acts." Think about that. That is so powerful. So remember, rest and wait and always have gratitude. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you next week.